Welcome to the Sports Card Lessons Podcast. I'm your host, Big Ken. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on a streaming service, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I drop any new content. Welcome to the last live from the hotel at the National recap. If you're keeping track, today is day 4. You're probably wondering why you're getting this recap so early in the evening, thinking to yourself, Big Ken, why are you not at that trade night? Well, it seems I've picked up, and if you hear me, I picked up more than just cards this week. I'm feeling a little under the weather, a little run down. I guess I've been pretty lucky. This is my 5th national, and this is the first time that I think I've picked anything up. So I guess it's got to happen sooner or later, right? So really today I kind of took the day and went easy today. I had some appointments around the show floor. I had some things to do, and really I got in there this morning. I met Rich at Whittlebug Cards out in the front of the hotel. We rode down together this morning, and uh, and I just want to say this. I just need to point this out that we went to get on the shuttle this morning. It was completely full, and the driver says, "Well, you can stand. Just go back there and stand." So and Rich had already gotten a seat on the shuttle, so we all got in, and this elderly lady got in, and she's standing there, and Rich is like, "No, no, no, take my seat. I'm going to stand up." And there were all men sitting in that shuttle. There was a father with some kids that it would have been a great lesson, I thought, if he said, "Hey, why don't you just stand here in front of me and let this lady sit down." There was something that could have been, a good life lesson that could have been, showed there. And I was happy to see my guy Rich stand up and let the lady sit down. So I just want to point that out. Good guy. He's a very good guy, and I think, like I said, I think there was a life lesson that could have been taught there, especially with a father with some kids. So we get over the National, and that same line all the way down the street, waiting to get in. Looks like it's been the same, or every day this week. But I have to say that it was an easier day today. I've been talking about this, that Wednesday was busier than I've ever expected, and then Thursday was super busy. Yesterday was super busy, and I'm thinking to myself, Saturday is going to be just insane. And I booked all these different appointments around, and it was not bad at all. It was kind of an easy day around the National. And one thing I want to point out too is there were a lot of empty tables on the show floor today. And I'm not saying like, oh my God, all these tables were empty, but if you've been there, that there a case space on a table is worth its weight in gold. And it was just unbelievable that walking around, you would see just full tables, just empty. Like people would still be in the booth, but one table would just be completely empty with nothing on it, and nobody, manning that table. So it was pretty interesting to see all that open space, or not all. And I don't want to make it sound, I don't want to paint a picture that you looked in and you're like, oh my God, all these things, because it wasn't like that, or not. It wasn't like that. But I do have to say, when you walk around and see one empty table, it's noticeable. You're like, oh my God, what happened here? And then if you see another one, walking around, you're like, oh wow, there is another empty table. Um, Vintage card collector, thoughts on Brian Gray? I may have missed something in the hobby. Sold him a few cards because he's paying more than anyone and seems to have unlimited funds. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's it, it, one of the things that another thing that I found amazing today, and we discussed this, was even up in the trade night. I mean, the trade night room, which during the day is the VIP lounge. I mean, all day long that room is just packed with people, like running it like a trade night during the day. Outside that door, there's just tables set up out there. People wanted to sit down or whatever, and people have cases. I mean, it's like a mini show. Um, uh, that people are just having they're setting up cases. Kids are coming in, setting up cases, putting cards in their cases down there. And we debated whether their parents were set up downstairs and the kid took a case and went upstairs, or they were local kids that just showed up to the show with a case and that was what they were doing. Um, but yeah, I, I I have to say, I mean, I know there was unbelievable sales happening in that room all the time, but there are just those trade nights. The Hyatt has had a trade night, an impromptu trade night that seems to be just started on Wednesday and just never ended. It was just this constant trade night that was just going at any time of the day or the evening. Somebody would say, "Oh, there's nothing really going on here or there," or "Hey, you want to walk over to that trade night at the Hyatt?" So that would really seem to be like the place to be this year if you weren't there. Um, Laura, Laura asks, were the empty tables on the main floor or the second floor? So, Laura, I have to be 100% honest with you. I went up to the second floor on Wednesday, the slowest day, which I felt. And you'll hear from anybody who was on that second floor, there was just no room up there, that those tables were so close together. I mean, I just couldn't move. After I left there on Wednesday, and I have a few friends that were set up at those tables. After I left on Wednesday, I never went back up to that second floor room, just because I knew it was just so crowded that you could not get through those aisles, and there was so much space on both sides of that. It was this massive second floor, and they just took this area and just put it right in the middle. This 7 table to put it in the middle, and they seemed to have squeezed it in just as much as they could. Um, and I mean, I know people did great business up there, but um, I don't really think they set that up as well as it probably could have been. And I expected after day one that they would have convinced somebody to spread that out a little and open that back up. But I never went back up, but everybody I talked to said no, they never moved those tables. They left those aisles really tight up there. So um, that's that's the information I have there on that. All the guys today, we went around, we separated, we did our last kind of hurrah that today, just going around, everybody looking for something different. And for my dollar box got people out there who tell me I really need uh, to dive into singles boxes. I did that this morning. I've found a lot of NCAA women's basketball, and a lot of it was mixed in. That was kind of irritating that the men and women were mixed together. But I went through that, and I was able to pull a lot of cards out that I was happy to have. Um, Vintage card collector said, I spoke to one of the show promoters. He said they will fix the space issue upstairs for next year. I'm sure they heard a lot. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know Wednesday there was a lot of complaining going on. But it's not going to be too much. You have space. You're set up at the National. I don't think you're going to complain that much. But I mean, I think it would be more for the people who are trying to get up there and get into that room. Their complaints would be heard a lot louder than the dealers themselves. Um, so I had my appointment with Panini today for my black box redemption, and if you're familiar with that, you go to the Panini booth. Like, you have to sign up, and it's the sign up sells out. It's usually like at the end of June or beginning of July, and the sign up sells out in minutes. So it's hard to get in there. So I knew what day and time it was coming because I was on the site. So I ended up getting an appointment, and I went up there today. I got my black box. So as soon as you get it, you exit out one side, and there's just people standing there with cash in their hand. They just want to buy those boxes immediately. As soon as you come out, there's 800, 900. Somebody's yelling 1,000 over there. So, um, to me, those cards in those boxes are not worth that. So I was happy to sell my box right off to the highest bidder. That, as soon as I walked out, that box probably stayed in my hands for 3 minutes, maybe less, maybe 2 minutes while we were negotiating, and it went into somebody else's hands. And I was happy to let that go. I've redeemed and I've opened black boxes before, and you get the black box one of one cards, which you would think are kind of cool, but as a dealer, they're very hard to sell. And the value of the box sealed is a lot more than the value of the card that's pulled out of it. So that was my take on that. I know I said last night if I had that, I would share it with you, but like I said, I did not have that at all. Um, the Laura says the YouTube pic look nice. I'm not sure, Laura, if that was which pic you're talking about. We got the guys, we all got together. We ended up getting a picture taken in front of the national sign, which was kind of cool. And then we had all planned just to get together for lunch today. So we all went and sat down, had a nice lunch, just took a break throughout the afternoon. I mean, that's what I did. I ended up coming back after lunch, probably 3:30, 4 o'clock. I ended up coming back to the hotel and relaxing. And I did have a band for trade night tonight, but I decided, what was that? I decided not to go back to the trade night, and I'm seeing pictures and videos from trade night, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of. Doesn't look like it's as crowded as I thought it would be. Now I spent time up in that room today, and I think that room looked more crowded today when we were up there between like 12 and 2 around there than it looked when I saw some pictures just recently from the trade night. Uh, so that's that this is the end. I mean, this is not like a great fun video. I wish I had so much more to share with you. Prices were still high. I picked up singles cards today. I picked up one Cameron Brink card that I did not have out here to show you. It was from last year's, the 2024. It was a red to 149 PSA 10. Not a lot of value in those cards, but I mean, I think she was super hot. No matter where you went, people wanted way over comps for her, and they said everybody was asking for her. I talked about there being a Caitlin Clark card in everybody's case. If it was just so funny to see like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Caitlin Clark. It just she was sitting in these cases um, with cards that, I mean, yes, the value of these cards are up there, or the similar, especially some of these more recent ones that came out. The prices are insane on them, but at the end of the day, like and that was kind of what people were saying too. Would you rather have a LeBron James or some Steph Curry or somebody along those lines versus a Caitlin Clark card, even though the values are sitting in those cases pretty high. Um, oh, Howard says, let me know if you're going to rip these cards. So we bought these Cardsmith cards. Um, they're currency cards. And I've ripped a bunch of these. I bought 2 boxes. Howard and I went over. We bought 2 boxes of these today. He had bought some other boxes, and he got some great cards out there. He made a fortune on a couple of these cards. And I've ripped these before, 2 years ago, last year, and this year. So, and I forget which generation these were. This is Series 4. So I ripped Series 2, Series 3, and some of Series 4. I haven't really ripped that much this year, but I thought, you know what? I watched Howard do so well over there. I'd make a small investment on getting some boxes and ripping them open. I won't do it here on the live, but if I do If I do pull a Bitcoin out of there, you'll be the first to know, because you can pull, you can pull cryptocurrency coins out of here. Kamikaze Sports Car says booth next year. Yes, I don't have a booth number yet. That will happen tomorrow, which they're going to select the booth for me. I will not be there. I'm flying out tomorrow morning to come home, so I will just wait to hear. But yes, yes, definitely looking. It's been a long time. It's been 5 years of waiting list and trying to get my own. So you'll also be the first to know when I get absolute confirmation that I have a booth. So this has been fun. This year has been great. I think every year gets a little better. Every year gets a little better. I think some of the things going on the floor were really cool. There was a lot of free giveaway stuff from a lot of different companies and a lot of really long lines. Um, I don't know how people stand in these lines for so long, especially just getting in, the general admission people just getting in. It's just amazing. I don't know. I would just, if I had to give one piece of advice for next year, is just buy a VIP badge. Even if you were just going for 1 day or 2 days. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I had to sit in a line for 3 hours to get in, that VIP badge would have made all the difference in the world for that day. Because even if you're just going for 1 day and you're going to stand out there, all morning, and you're not getting in till 12 and it closes at 6, you've shortened up your whole morning. You've killed your whole morning standing in line. So I would definitely recommend that. Another thing I'd recommend, I just had Giordano's pizza. Oh my God, this pizza was great. Now I'm a gluten-free guy, so I got a cauliflower crust pizza. This thing was amazing. And when I said that to other people, they're like, "Oh, everybody knows about Giordano." I said, "Well, apparently I don't, but I will definitely be ordering this pizza again next year." It was very good. Um, so yeah, unless anybody has any more questions, we're going to wrap this up. And we're scheduled to do a live tomorrow night at 9:30, and I'm hoping that I'm feeling up to it. If for some reason you don't see it come through, it will come, but it'll just be depending on my day tomorrow, my travel, and how I'm feeling when I get home. All right, people. Listen, I appreciate you coming along on this ride with me to the National. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And if you like what you hear, please definitely subscribe. And most importantly, tell a friend and spread the word. Until next time, take care of yourselves and everyone around you.